So tonight I'll be talking more about OBS. Yes, and I believe that after this section, by tomorrow we'll be going on practical. Tomorrow we'll be going on practical. We'll be talking more. We'll be doing more of what we talked on today and what I'll talk on tomorrow, so that we can perfect some things. Now, the truth of the matter is that before I start now, the truth of the matter is that there's nobody who is going to share his full knowledge with you. The reason is that if one should share his full knowledge with you, it will give you this lazy spirit not to go for more research and to expand and to know more about some software, especially in this line of media. I actually call media a ministry. So it will not give you that privilege to go and expand more on some social on some software, which is very, very wrong. So what I'll be doing these 3 days is that I'm going to give us the basic things and some things about OBS. And please, I would like each and every one of us to still go and expand more on OBS. The truth is that OBS is a small software, but it has a lot of things that will make you look like an expert on it. I know we have very big software like vmix and then the rest like that, which other big churches use, but the truth is that, you see, OBS is not a pay version, it's a free version software which every church can afford. Every church can afford. I think the reason of this community is to equip a lot of us. And whenever I want to equip people, we need to understand that we have to equip them to the extent that no matter their situation, they can actually use the knowledge you taught them anywhere they find themselves. Today, anywhere I find myself, any church I find myself, I can actually apply my knowledge, because my knowledge is not only based on one software which is higher or which demands a lot of equipment or a lot of finance. So I can actually channel some knowledge in a particular place where I know they don't have enough fund to give for gadgets. So you see, so OBS is a very free software, very free. You don't pay for anything in OBS. It's as free to air. So OBS, the full meaning of OBS is Open Broadcaster Software. And as I said earlier, OBS is small software. As I said earlier, OBS is small software that can do a lot. Now, one of the things we need to understand about OBS is that there's what we call studio mode in OBS. When you download your OBS, we have OBS 2.7. Sorry, we have OBS 27.0.2. We have OBS 28.0.2, and we have OBS 29.0.2. So if you want to download it, you should download OBS Studio 29.02. The reason is this: what I'll be teaching us for these 3 days is how to use OBS and how to go live stream using OBS and your smartphone. The reason being that a lot of church does not have the finance to get a video camera, or just to get a camera which they can use as their video feed to go live. So phone is what I think, even though a lot of people don't have iPhone, there are some Android phone that their camera is clear and sharp. We have phone like Infinix Camon 16, like that. Those are smartphones which their camera is good. So what we'll be learning these 3 days is how to use our smartphone to go live using OBS. So I believe anywhere you find yourself, anywhere you find yourself, you can go live using your smartphone if there's no camera. And I believe that if I'm privileged again to come back to features, I'm still going to features how to use video camera to connect to OBS. Yes, I'm going to teach us how to use camera to connect to our OBS, as a video camera to connect to our OBS and to go live. And now in OBS, when you download your OBS, it will just be a one screen something. Then at your right hand side, there's what we call controls. Yes, there's what we call start streaming, start recording, start virtual camera. There's what we call studio mode. So the first thing you will attempt to do in your OBS is to actually tap on your studio mode, which will give you two screens, the preview scene and the program scene. Now, your preview scene, sorry, is, I call it more of my rough sketch where I correct anything I want to correct. Why your program scene is what your online and on-site people do see, what the congregation see, what they view, and what your online audience are seeing. So that's why your preview screen is there to correct everything you need to correct before you actually transit to your program scene. Now, when you create a studio mode, that is, if you tap on your studio mode, as I said earlier, we have a preview screen and we have a program screen, still known as scene. And at the center of it, there's what we call transition. Then of the transition, there's what we call quick transition. The third, there's what we call fade. There's what we call fade. Sorry, there's what we call fade, which is open bracket 300 minutes. Then there's what we call fade again, still the same thing, that's fade in, fade out. And now there's, all right, I think I have to show you these things so you can follow me. Let me show us my screen. So now in OBS, as I said earlier, this is how your screen is going to be, just a one screen stuff when you download it new, just a one screen stuff. Then I told us that at my right hand side there's what we call controls, which is where you see start streaming, start recording, start virtual camera, studio mode, then settings, then quit. Now the first thing you have to do when you open your OBS is to actually start studio mode. Sorry, now it gives you two screen right now. This is what we call preview and program. Now if you can see in my preview, look at what is happening now. Sorry about that. All right, now let me off these things. These things are off now. These are only the active ones: sons and daughters, day 2, and easy worship. Now these sons and the daughters is just complete. Okay, is our program going on now? That's why my setup is like this. Day 2, you can see, is the one showing now on the screen, and that's the preview screen. Then sons and daughters, this is the main flyer. This is the main flyer. I'll teach us how to import photos by tomorrow. I just want to show us the surface of OBS and just basic things today. Then this is it. Now you can see it's not actually displaying on your program screen. So this is more of your rough sketch where you do your correction and every other thing. Now I told us that at the middle of our screen, there's what we call now this transition.
Um, sorry, we can't hear you. I don't know if it's just me. Hello, Mr. Salim. Sorry, we can't hear you, sir.
All right. All right, let me work on that now.
I think it's very much clearer right now.
Okay, you can hear me now.
Yes, we
Yes,
can.
yes.
All right, sir.
Yes.
So I was saying earlier that this is your two screen you work with, which is your preview and your program screen. Now, your preview is more like a rough sketch space where you view your corrections and all like that. Now, there's something I want to show us now on this my workspace. I call this mainly my workspace. Anybody that I'm teaching, I call it my workspace. Sorry for the blowing. All right, let me take this up. Now, you can see something is only showing here at the preview screen, while what is showing here is different from the program screen. So I said earlier that your preview screen is your rough sketch space, while your program scene is actually what your audience online are seeing and the church people are actually seeing. That's your pastor and the congregation are actually seeing. So this preview screen gives you um, the space to correct anything you want to do before you actually transit. And I told us earlier that there's what we call transition here. We can see it transition, and we can see quick transition. We can see fade, fade, fade. Now, when you transit, immediately it goes to your program screen. So we can all see it now, which is to say that when you project it on your program screen, which is you use transition, definitely people online are going to see it. And people in the church, the congregation, the pastor, the ministers are going to see. That's what they're going to see. So now I want to show us another a trick, or I call it a trick, but we see it in a lot of churches like that. Now, instead of using transition and it should just transit directly, especially when you are using two video feeds. Yeah, there's what we call fade. Just use the fade, not really the fade. This is all you use here. You can see it right. Now you just draw it gradually. You just draw it gradually. You can just look at what you draw gradually. You just draw it gradually. Now you can see the change there. You see the change now. It's just fading gradually, just moving gradually, gradually, and that's all. Especially when you that it makes sense more on videos. So you see, that's the use of that. Your fade will just go the same thing as your transition. So it's more of the same thing with the transition. So I love using this to give it that slow motion fade in, fade out. When I mean fade in, fade out, you can see it. You just bring it, you take it, yeah, and you bring it back. You just take it back, fade in, fade out. You can see it, fade in, fade out. So now basically we have what we call your source here. I call it my workspace, but OBS name it as source. Source. And there's what we call audio mixer. Now you can see my camera too. I use smartphone. So smartphone I use to the smartphone. This is desktop audio, and this is mic and aux. So now this one actually picks your mic sound. Yes. If you connect your aux cord, yes, with your sound card, it will be oscillating, it will be moving, to be moving, showing that something is being plugged in and actually a mic is actually in use. So with this your mic and aux, you know if your sound is actually okay. Yes, you know if your sound is actually okay. So now these are the, let's say, this source audio mixer and this audio mixer and your controls are the three major things we are going to understand by tomorrow. I think this the previous scene and the program scene, we all understand that. Now, when you want to go live, it's as easy as anything. That's why I love OBS. OBS, the simplicity is so sweet. It's not difficult. There's nothing difficult about OBS. It's so sweet. You can use just these 3 days to learn everything about OBS. Now, if you want to go live, you've gone to your Facebook. We all know how to log into our Facebook on our systems. Then you go live and you get your stream keys. But first thing, you have to describe your video and like that. Those two things, you have to work on that. Then you copy your stream key, and you go to settings. Settings. Sorry, let's get this. Well, God, why is my camera like this? I don't want. I want us to all see it clearly. All right. Here we can all see the settings, right? Coming. All right. Yes. There's the settings there. Under the studio mode, you see settings there. All right, it's now clear now. Look at settings there. So you just tap it, and when you tap it, it will show you something like this: general, stream, output, audio, video, hotkeys, availability, advanced. So what you need right now is not really all those things I mentioned. The first thing you need if you want to go live is your stream, where you actually input what we call your stream key. The streams key. Now, we all know you just double click it and use your Control V to paste your stream key which you've copied online. I don't have any stream key, that's why it's wiped. So the thing you now do now is to just come down here. There's what we call, oh God help me. All right, let's see. All right, sorry, I'm coming. Let me make sure my camera is clean. All right, okay, now there's what we call OK, and there's what we call, look at OK, yeah, and look at apply, and look at cancel. So when you're done pasting your stream key, what you do is to apply. Then when you apply, you press OK. And when you press OK, it will automatically wipe from there. So the next thing you now do is to start streaming. Then when you're done start, if you've clicked this, then you go to your Chrome where you actually log into your Facebook account. Then you press go live. Then this start recording is if you need the video to save on your system. That is for documentation purpose. Yes, for documentation purpose. If you want the video to save, if you don't want to go back online to download the video, you can just use this start streaming, and everything that went on your OBS, the videos, everything will be saved on your system. There's no need to go online and download it again. So you can see that. So you just start streaming and everything will be okay. So that is that for the live stream. Tomorrow we'll go practical more on that. We're going to go live on that to perfect it. Oh God. Now I think most of us should be used to what I call Photoshop, how Photoshop work, how to move your video, how to move your audio, how to move your video, how to move your audio, how to move your video, how to move your audio. They have to be under what we under your PNG photos. So you can see my OP, which is account number, it's under it. Then this my drone OBS camera. I'm going to tell us another plugin we are going to download so we can use our smartphone tonight. Or let me just tell us now. Just download drone camp. Yeah, drone camp. Drone camp. You just download it on your Chrome. Yes, just drone camp for PC. You're going to see it there. You just download it and you download it. That's all. You just install it on your
Hello, please.
system. Sir,
I'll be raising hand. Please, I missed this side. Please, can you please explain again? I'm sorry.
which side, sir? Sorry.
From the downloading area, please, can you please explain the process, sir?
Come.
I'm
The
sorry,
what?
okay.
I'm not hearing you clearly, sir. Sorry, sir. You say? Please come
I
again. I did not get it clearly, sir.
from the logo side.
Okay, the logo side.
Yes.
All right, let me come again from the logo side.
Thank you, sir.
All right, sir. Now, this is my logo, my ministry logo, where I worship. And the reason I placed this logo here is because it's a PNG. I think people who edit photos should know what PNG is, but let me explain. It's what we call transparent. It does not have background. It's free from background. Let me make it extra large so that you can see it. All right, sorry, Control F. You can see it does not have, let me off this now. Let me off these ones. Sorry, I have another account number that is actually displaying, that's why. Now we can see it does not have background. The black you are seeing there is how your OBS come. That's the OBS background on its own. It's just black like that. There's nothing. That it's transparent like this. It's just transparent. Just watch and see something now. You see, this flyer has a background, which we all are seeing the background. It has a background. It's not a PNG. If it's a PNG, what you're going to see there is just going to be transparent. It's going to be actually it's going to show that black, that blank space you saw before. So now this logo now that we are seeing, just have to reduce it a bit. You see it. You can see it. That's the logo, the ministry logo. It's transparent. Now all your transparent image, which is PNG, has to be up. Now the two transparent image I have is my church logo and my welcome text, which is what you see moving like this. We all can see it. Welcome to Kindness Generation, the place of world worship intimacy. That's I just tagged it as my welcome text. Now this is transparent. It's transparent, so it's up. Then I think I have another transparent image. Yes, this Apostle Ayuba is actually a transparent image. All right, let me make it big a bit so we can see it. Okay, we can see it now. But ministering Apostle Ayuba Elisha is actually transparent, so you can see it's up. When it was not up here before, it was not showing because other image actually blocking it, like sons and daughters conference and day 2 with this camera. Now you just reduce it a bit. I use it when I'm live. Yes. Okay. Someone is raising his hand. All
Sorry
right.
to interrupt. Please,
Okay, sir.
if you have a question, can you please write down your question so after the lecturer will be able to ask our instructor these questions so we don't interrupt him during his presentation. I want to apologize to each and every one of us so that we'll be able to finish on time and so make this work smoothly. Thank you very much.
Okay, sir. So let me reduce the apostle, which is ministry. So I just place it there of this and of this. Yes, you can all see it. The apostle Iba. Now all my PNG I put them up. Then any other flyer must be down. If my all my camera video feed will be down. Now let me show something again. Let me bring this down. I want to work with only my sons and daughters and the two. Now we can see something. I want us to see something now. Let me off these two. Now, normally what we are seeing right now is a blank space with the logo, the welcome text as I tag it, and ministry in Apostle Ayuba Elisha. The reason why it's like this is because I've off my sons and daughters and the two. So there's nothing like flyer again. Let me transit. So should use my transition so this program will not be shown. That I told this is a rough sketch. Anything happening here, nobody is seeing it apart from you and the other person sitting down close to you. The audience are not seeing that. So now anything that comes under your PNG, which is your transparent image, definitely is what will be showing on your preview screen. And if you transit it, that's what will be showing online. You can all see it. So now let me show you something. Now this is what is showing this flyer. Then you see if I want another flyer to be showing, what I do is I move my day 2 up. Simple as that. I move the day 2 up and that's what it's showing. And if I transit it, I use my transition to show on my program scene. So we all can see that now. So any image that is under your PNG is what will be showing on your preview and what will be showing on your program after your transition. So you should take note of that. And the instead of this movement like that, most of the time, some people can just scatter their source. They can scatter it. I call it workspace. They can scatter their workspace, and before you rearrange it, you're busy with other things like that. Why not just do it like this? I have the two here and I have sons and daughters, and I want my sons and daughters to show. You just use your eye icon, this eyes icon. You just tap it, you off it, and what will be showing is your sons and daughters conference, and you use your transition. When you use your transition, it will transit. Then you want your sons and your V2 to be showing. You on it back. It's as simple as that. That journey is very easy. But if you know you will not scatter your workspace, you can just be moving it up and down. But to me, it's kind of stressful. So I do teach people this other way. So it will be very easy for you in case, like someone like me now, there are places I can go now, they don't have two systems that I can connect the two systems at once. My system is always down. So that I cannot connect two majorly. You can see what I tag as easy worship. I open my easy, I'll teach us that tomorrow too. So I just want us to just understand the basic things. You see this word easy worship. I'll show you how I got that. So what I do is that I will type the scripture on my easy worship, I'll open it, I'll open the tab on my system, type my easy worship, and I will type the scripture they actually call, and when I'm done typing it, I display it on my OBS and it will be showing live if I use my transition. So if your hands are so busy, it will not be funny for you to be moving it up and down. It will not be funny. So it's better you use your eyes icon off and on, off and on. It will be best for you. It will be best for you. And I think that's all for today. So tomorrow I'm going to just show some of my tricks I use on OBS. To be sincere, there's a way you can use OBS, and someone with anybody watching you will think you are an expert. You've been on it for like about 5 or 6 years. I'm going to teach us on how to use our hotkeys. There are places you might go that okay, maybe those people that their churches have entered, their media personnel or their church media, they are not humble. They have what we call pride. So instead of them to humble and meet you that they want to learn, they just want to, I call it stealing. Just look at you and when you are doing it, so they can just steal it like that. Other things, or some people where maybe you don't want to show them what you're doing. Sometimes, to be sincere, it's good that some people pay for their knowledge. There's a way you see some level of unseriousness in the life of a man, and instead of having to give out your knowledge for free, you have to allow that man to pay so he will value what he's receiving. You can be in such situation, and in that situation, we are using just you are just doing the way I'm doing now. They can easily pick up. So tomorrow I'm going to teach us about how to use your hotkey, how to go live stream, and how to get this moving text. Yes, how to go live and how to get this moving text, and how to use your hotkey, which is you can yes, a lot of people like seeing all those kind of things. Like the way I went to a church and I saw the way the guy was using Vmix. Like his hand was too fast on it and I was not understanding anything. I say, believe me, silent, no matter how you try, you will not know anything here unless this guy call you and teach you. So that's it for that. For now, so tomorrow we commence by 10 minutes past 9 as we did today, so other people can join. Thank God the video will be available for those people who was not able to join the class tonight. So please, you can ask your questions now.